good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be in our global viewing audience. My name is Sam Matero, and I am coming to you from the stage of the IT Academy Studios, the Digital Media Technology Program, specifically at Jeff Tech in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania, with another episode of The Digital Edge. To my left, it's morning, people!
What?
Say good morning, Jade Steele.
Hi, I'm Jade.
Now that's where you're supposed to say good morning, Jade Steele.
I'm not supposed to say good morning, Jade Steele. I'm supposed to say whatever. It's whatever.
It is whatever.
It's whatever.
And this is the Digital Edge. And today we're going to be talking with some special guests of ours. And to my far left, Mr. Ryan Haggerty from DuBois Business College film program. We have Steve Sensebaugh and we have Vince Barnard, who are students of Mr. Haggerty, and another student of mine over here in the corner. Say hey, Skylar.
Hi.
Skylar is a freshman here, as well as Jade, freshman in our Digital Media Technology program here at Jeff Tech. And today we're going to be talking about the DuBois Creative Minds Film Festival, brought to you by the fine folks at the DuBois Business College, specifically Mr. Haggerty's program, the film program, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about that, and the folks at the Wrights Theater in downtown DuBois. So, gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to the show, Mr. Haggerty. Why don't we go ahead and start with you? Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what what your program is at DuBois Business College. First off, we'll set the stage, and then we'll my students actually have a list of questions for you to talk a little bit about the film festival, the events that are coming up, community-wide, really. Yeah. Good for the community, good for the college, good for the educational opportunities of the youngins in our area, and for the promotion of the arts. So we want to thank you for doing it. Mr. Haggerty, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, thank you for having us today, Sam.
It's my pleasure.
So the DuBois Business College has a movie making program, John Russo Movie Making, and they've been doing that now for, I believe, 5 or 6 years. And as part of that, we have a lot of different work that's being created by the students, which the whole idea behind the film festival was to help showcase some of that talent, let people know what's going on in this area. I mean, obviously, you guys also have a really nice broadcast end of the media production going on that people are finding out about. But like you said, we wanted to get some more community involvement, community awareness. So over that time span of the 5 or 6 years, there's been a lot of content created. The film festival is a nice way to kind of get that out there, but the other end of it was to get people involved that make things in this area and to give them a place to show it off and meet other filmmakers. Mm-hmm. So over the past 3 years, it's been a pretty steady build in the number of films that we've been getting submitted. And for those of you who are not familiar with the way a film festival works, basically you'll submit a film, we jury it for content and everything, and then if you're selected, you get to come out that day and see it on a big giant screen at the Wrights Theater, which the Wrights has been around for a while, but they have a nice projection system and everything set up to be able to do this for us. Mm-hmm. And with that, we've been adding things every year. Last year we added the Audience Choice Award, which actually resulted in having 3 winners last year. They got some fabulous prizes, which this was not something that I judged because that would be biased, but the audience actually voted, and we actually have a couple of winners sitting here with us today. So both Vince and who's formerly known as Chad, the actor formerly known as Chad, and Steven actually submitted a couple movies and won last year.
Now, we talk about content, original content creation. The big screen behind us here, of course, playing a playlist of some of the featured clips from last year, some of the early submissions as well.
No, this is 2013's content that we're seeing behind us, which we had movies from Houtzdale, Strongstown. We had, of course, movies from DuBois submitted. And had the opportunity to work with people from all over the area, and it's really an interesting thing that's been building. People are becoming aware of what's going on, and they're becoming better trained. They're becoming better at producing, acting, every end of the spectrum, which a lot of people think about an area like this and wonder, why a film festival in DuBois? And we kind of say, well, why not? People are doing this.
Mm-hmm. Well, it really comes down to economic development as well. I mean, I know this is something I've been preaching. We've talked about this multiple times. The media is an incredibly powerful tool to engage in communications and conduct business. These digital media technologies have revolutionized how business and education is being conducted, period. So the more that we have young people learning this stuff and using it, the more vibrant our economy is going to be locally as well. And it's big business, isn't it? I mean, you guys, we talked about the folks with John Russo and his partner Russ Schreiner. Tell us a little bit about the connection to Pittsburgh and why is this so important economically, not just culturally?
The actual people that created our program, John Russo Movie Making, of course, the namesake being John Russo and Russ Schreiner. Night of the Living Dead is kind of the thing that launched their careers. The famous horror movie from back in 1968 has been a cult classic forever, but they're both very active in the industry still. Russ Schreiner actually sits on the Pittsburgh Film Office as the chair of the Pittsburgh Film Office, so he has a very strong connection to actually bringing movies into the area. You may have seen the most recent Batman movie. It was actually filmed in Pittsburgh primarily. And they were able to also do the big opening down there, which we had a couple of students get to go down and attend that, which was, a real treat. But I think having that direct connection, so they'll actually come up to DuBois, talk with the students, meet with different people in the community, and realize that, yes, there's that level of filmmaking going on in Pittsburgh, but you can also cater to different levels of projects in this area and enable people to do that, like you said, with the technology and the experience at a professional level.
Now, we have some students here. Jade, Skylar. These young men are several years, obviously, ahead of you guys in their educational process. Do you have any questions for them as far as their experience goes, the film festival itself, they're working with Mr. Haggerty and what they're learning, working out in the real world?
So wise.
It is.
So much wisdom for you.
That I can feel it. He's
Yeah.
like, is it glowing on the chroma? Is his wisdom glowing on the chroma key?
I walked in here and I was impressed, honestly. I mean, this
It should be. This is a fantastic facility.
It's a sweet setup.
And the thing is, a public school, and it's free. The kids can come here for free and get this kind of education.
I'm learning a lot
It's
just sitting here,
Very
honestly.
good. Very good.
I've never really thought about filmmaking. Hi.
There you go.
Usually you're telling me to be quiet, so I don't think I've ever.
I know. Now I'm telling you to speak up.
I really don't think you've ever told me to say that. What? Now I don't know where I was. Thanks, Mr. E.
You said I never really thought about filmmaking.
Oh. Yeah, I've really never thought about filmmaking as a career or as, I don't know, I never thought I'd be good at it. Skylar?
How long did you realize you were into filmmaking?
What do you
How
mean?
old
Like
were
at
you?
what age?
Yeah, how old were you whenever you started getting into that?
And Skylar, just to give you a heads up too, you're going to need to speak up a little bit
Okay.
when you're back there. So act like you're yelling at your little brother. All right, hit the question again. Project your voice, kiddo.
Okay. How long have you been into filmmaking? What age
yelling.
did you start?
I actually started pretty much when you guys started. I was a freshman in high school and I had the chance to attend the Indiana County Technology Center for Digital Media Technology as well. So I learned there for 3 years with video and production and Photoshop and stuff like that. And so it was pretty much my 9th grade year when I decided that it was between that or culinary arts. And I fell in love with film when they taught me all the stuff there just for my tour. And I chose that career path. And then there was a couple different colleges that I wanted to choose from, but DuBois Business College was the final one that I chose because I figured it was more hands-on and I got to learn more about myself and what I wanted to do in my career.
How about you, Vince?
Well, I mean, I've always loved movies, I mean, there were a few, maybe when I was in middle school, where I kind of realized how much I love them, not just watching them, but I found myself, looking up behind the scenes stuff, and I said, well, you know what, I want to make one of, I want to do this. So I looked more into it, and I taught myself how to write scripts in the correct format and storytelling and all that. The first stuff I was writing was terrible, and I still have it, and I look back on it, and it's really bad, and I'm constantly learning. But yeah, I mean, I would say middle school, high school, I really started looking into it as a job, not just an audience member. And if I could make those films and get paid for it or something, I knew I'm still far from that. and that's what I really want to do. But that's the whole point. It's I really want to do it. So, like Mr. Haggerty said, a film festival in DuBois, it's like, why not? And you go watch a movie. Oh, I want to make that. So, I mean, it's gonna be tough, but why not? It's what you want to do. It's kind of odd around here to want to make movies, and you need to be flexible and everything. But I would say I've always wanted to, and I think that's all that matters. So
you got to have the desire first and foremost.
So it's always been there. Yeah, it's always been there, and I'm just trying to get there, like to my goal. So some kid can watch it and want to do that for a living, just
That's
the way.
great.
That's really funny that you said that you looked up like behind the scenes
Oh, yeah.
videos, because I do that all the time.
So do
Yeah,
I think that's probably what I watch mostly, is
Mhm.
how to make things.
Yeah, I
So,
mean.
so maybe I do want to do filmmaking, I just don't know it yet. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. If it interests you enough to look into it that much, I mean, there's something there. I mean, think about all the other jobs and things like that you just don't really put that much interest in. You know what I mean? And
Right, like homework.
Well, it takes finding out. It takes sometimes doing your homework, though, Jade, in order to
Aw,
find
come
out
on.
and dig in.
That's true, that's
because
true.
we have preconceptions in life. We think we know what a graphic designer does. We think we know what a film producer does. We think we know what a television producer does or a web designer. And then you actually start doing it, and you start looking up the career
Looking into it,
statistics
right.
and doing the research, and you go, wow, maybe that's not what I want to do. But that's the beauty of these programs. Steve, your background, again, you went to Indiana, Tech down there, career and technical vocation. That's the beauty of these types of programs. Because it gives the kids the exposure at a very early age of all the potential pathways. Talk to us a little bit and educate our young people and our viewers, if you would, about some of the career pathways that you guys have discovered that maybe are not so traditional, or maybe there's good money and good opportunity out there within the realm of film and TV production that you didn't quite realize, when you started this. But now you're going, wow, this is interesting. This is a specialty here, A glide cam operator, for instance. Who would have thought, until you dig in and you delve in. Your career exploration of this pathway. Anything surprised you that you found along the way in your time with Mr. Haggerty?
I would just say one big thing that I learned before I went to John Russo Movie Making. I had made some videos with friends. I would run camera, I'd set it up, and then run in front of the camera, act, and then okay, now shut it off, and do almost everything. And now I've realized it's not about how much you do; it's about surrounding yourself in a collaborative environment with a team of people who have the same goal as you. And so, that team could be a Steadicam operator, boom mic operator, post-production, you got your editors, colorists, all that stuff. I don't want to do all of that. I'd go crazy. It's impossible. So,
But it is important,
those are all
however,
jobs.
that you have
Yeah.
to understand
exactly.
what those
You
jobs
need to know
are.
what they go through.
And
You can't
understand
just-
the fundamentals, too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to be able to speak the lingo with your graphics guy and understand at some level how those programs work.
And that comes with paying your dues,
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to be a producer, you do have to have a broad education. Would you agree, Steve?
Yeah, you gotta know what people, you gotta talk the right words with the people, you gotta know what other people are doing while you're directing them. If you're gonna be a director for say, you gotta direct them the way that they know how to work around like a boom mic handler, a video editor. You gotta sit down and talk to them, and they gotta understand you and the way they were taught, Like I was in Votech for 3 years, and I got Photoshop certified for the National Occupational Career Testing Institute. So I was Photoshop certified, so now I can do designs and graphics for film or logos and all that stuff. So even that's a career path if you want to go into for digital media. Even people are looking for that stuff around the world. So
Absolutely. Ladies, we have a list of questions here about the film festival specifically. Why don't you go ahead and pick one and fire it at Mr. Haggerty here. We'll
Well,
see if we can get some answers.
actually, I have a question of my own now. If you make a film and you turn in, do you have to be there?
For the film festival?
Yeah.
We would highly encourage you to be there for your film. The film festival.
Want to hear the applause?
Yes,
Get the applause.
it's
Yeah, well, this is what I
there's
need.
nothing quite like seeing your finished film on a big screen. Like, I think everybody's very accustomed to seeing things on smartphones and tablets and laptops and TVs, and those are all legitimate ways to see it. But if you've never seen something you've made on a big screen, that's really cool in itself.
That's pretty awesome.
The other thing I would say, you had mentioned that you're interested in behind the scenes and you're kind of exploring what you think about the whole filmmaking idea.
Yeah.
You get an opportunity to come out and meet a lot of people. The way that we are designing the event, there will be a screening. There's also going to be some special guests, but we also are going to give some time to kind of casually network. So if you're interested in getting involved in a project, if you want to find out what people are doing next, it's a really cool opportunity because everybody's there, like Chad said, for the same purpose, like-minded individuals.
Does every film that gets entered, does every film get screened, or just the winners?
We actually did have entries last year that did not get screened. I will say that one of the things we do watch out for is content, 'cause we screen for general audience. So if there's something that we would consider inappropriate, I would warn people against that. But just to be accepted as an entry, 10 minutes or less, any genre, basically. So the sky is the limit as far as how creative you want to be. And obviously, if we get a lot of quality projects in, we're going to want to, give those priority. And then if yours was rejected, usually we might give you some feedback, and then you can try again next year.
Very good. All right, fantastic. We are talking about the DuBois Creative Minds Film Festival. You are watching The Digital Edge. My name is Mr. Otero, and we are in the studios of the Digital Media Technology Program within the IT Academy at Jeff Tech in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. We're going to take a quick look at our program, and then we are going to come back from our break and continue our discussion with our special guests, Mr. Ryan Haggerty from the DuBois Business College Film Program, and his students Steele and Vince, and a couple of my students here, Jade and Skylar. We're going to learn about particulars and what is new this year at the Creative Minds Film Festival. We'll be right back after this break.
Looking for a great career in high technology? Whether you want to start your own business or go on to college, the Digital Media Technology Program at Jeff Tech offers the most advanced training and studio available in our region. Learn audio and video production, live web streaming, 3D animation, and special effects. Graphic and web design using pro software, Photoshop, Fireworks, Dreamweaver, and After Effects, InDesign, Premiere, Wirecast, and much more. Full-time and part-time enrollment options are available for high school students and even adults in our area.
These situations that I've seen here at Jeff Tech are purely hitting the college level. I mean, there are people who are waiting 4 years out of high school to go into 4 years of college to do the same things that the students here are doing right now. And so, needless to say, you want the jump start, this is the place to be.
Explore the Digital Media Technology Program in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech. A whole new world of opportunity awaits you. Visit us online, dmtstudio.net. Jeff Tech, the school of choice, now offering a variety of adult education programs.
Get a great career, simply brush up on specific skills. Our adult integrated program is available in 7 technical areas. Our evening school offers a variety of short-term courses. Our popular CDLA gas program will prepare you to enter the booming natural gas industry. And the Jeff Tech Practical Nursing program will prepare you for a great career in one of the most in-demand industries.
For more information, visit us online at jefftech.us.
No.
Hi, welcome back to the Digital Edge. My name is Mr. E. And I am here.
That was terrible.
I am here. It's true. That's what the
really
kids
bad.
call me.
That was
Mr. E.
really
And we're here
bad.
continuing our discussion on the DuBois Creative Minds Film Festival with our special guest, Mr. Ryan Haggerty, and a few of his students from the film program at DuBois Business College. Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the partners that you have involved with the festival, and then I
Sure.
want you to tell us a little bit about what is new this year.
Okay, so over the past couple years, we have been able to partner up with some really great people in the community. The Rights Theater being one of the first partners we made. That's where we screen all the movies, and everybody can come out there on June 7th and check it out. In the meantime, they also do a lot of plays up there that you might want to check out. They've been around for a while. We also partner up with the Art Walk on the Block, which occurs on the same day. So what the Art Walk on the Block is, for those of you who have not been yet, is there's going to be a collection of artists, musicians, demonstrations. We had dancers last year going on from about 10 to, I believe we're doing it till 4 p.m. this year. So come out with your kids, do children's activities, come out just to see the artist demonstrations, come out if you want to buy some art, get some gifts for somebody. All around downtown, we're actually going to have people set up inside and outside of businesses, and it gives you an opportunity to kind of meet the artist, which a lot of people in this area, I'm sure, are aware of the different places where you can see art, such as the Winkler Gallery. But if you want to come out and kind of enjoy the June weather, which is going to be a lot nicer than what it is right now, I hear, it's going to be an all-day event followed by the film festival. I guess we also have some other partners, such as the Downtown DuBois Revitalization Project and, of course, the Business College, which are all helping to promote and organize the event.
And tell us what's new this year.
Oh, new things.
Take all my questions.
Last year we actually did the Audience Choice Award. We're going to do that again this year. As far as new things, we will have our special guests Russ Striner and John Russo available before the festival at a to-be-announced location. And they're going to be there if people want to come out, fans want to meet them, if they want to find out a little bit more about what they do, perhaps bring some memorabilia with you to get signed, take your photo, that kind of thing. They're going to be there as our celebrity guests to basically meet the public. So, and also encourage you to come over and check out the film
And
festival.
zombies are welcome. You don't
Yes.
even have to be alive to
What?
Well, no, you can be a Walking Dead and come
Yes.
and meet the
That's
filmmakers.
weird. That's why would you? What? Okay.
She has some. See, remember we talked about the homework thing. Now you have a homework assignment to go and find
not-
out about John Russo and his connection to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's too much.
Night of the Living Dead.
There you go. No, I didn't mean Walking Dead in terms of the television show.
I
The
hate that
Walking
show.
Dead.
Less cowboy
I meant The
hats.
Walking Dead
Less
as
cowboy hats.
living
Like zombies.
zombies that
Walking
are
around.
walking while they're dead.
The undead.
Hey
Which, of course,
Skylar,
was
would you be
inspired
okay
by
with us
that.
dressing up as zombies and going to that?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I would be perfectly fine with that.
Can we have zombies in our film?
Make a movie
Ooh,
first.
that is
and
what
then
we're gonna do.
BYO
We're
brains,
making
though,
a-
please.
There you go.
Please.
Bring your own
There you go.
brains. Bring your
Yes.
own brains.
make a zombie movie.
Okay, Jade, you got another
I'd
question for
rather
Mr.
have,
Haggerty?
I do.
pizza or something.
What should I do if I actually want to submit something? I mean,
Yeah, let's talk about the technical aspects of it too.
Okay.
What about formats, right?
Very good questions.
thoughts.
Obviously, everybody is out shooting films digitally, and the way that we can or actually accept submissions, you can go online and you can upload it onto YouTube, and there's instructions on how to do that. And then you submit that to us, and there's a form to fill out that basically gives us like the basic info. We do a program with all that stuff in it. And also the agreement that you're actually submitting it so that we can screen it and have your lovely work on display. If you want to go old school, we still do DVD submissions as well, which isn't that old school.
Was I the only
What's a
one that
DVD?
submitted
that?
it? I was submitted it on a DVD last year.
I
Was
probably
I the
did
only
that.
one?
Yes.
You should be ashamed.
I know.
I think I did on DVD just because I'd want one
I'm
to.
learning.
But you can go find out about the specific details and the due dates and all that on dbcfilmfestival.com. We have all that info up for you.
Very good.
And you said it has to be under 10 minutes, any genre.
Mm-hmm. She's got it. She's doing the homework.
I am. I'm gonna go research this stuff now.
Wow, Jade's doing research.
I know something, Skylar. Skylar.
Skylar, do you have any questions for these young men? What about the students here and their career pathway and their experience? You guys have any questions for them?
I'm kind of, I heard you guys talk about someone, Chad. I'm wondering who Chad is.
Vincent, that's me.
What?
It's the same person.
Oh, okay.
Chad Vincent is my full name.
That makes so much
That-
more sense now.
Okay, yeah.
This is acting and professional name now.
I'm in this transition in my life where I'm using my middle name as my first name.
I went through that phase and it didn't work out very well, so.
Yeah, no.
A few speed bumps, right?
She used to be Steele Jade.
No, I used to be
Now-
Lauren.
Oh.
My name is Lawrence. I used to be Lauren, and then I realized I hate that name, so no. so.
So you understand.
I get it.
Okay.
Well, let's talk advice for young people here. Of course, The Digital Edge is a television show recorded and brought to you by the students and my program at Jeff Tech, Digital Media Technology. Oh, and by the way, you can catch us online at dmtstudio.net if you are interested in learning more about our program. Free for high schoolers from grades 9 through 12 through Punxsutawney, DuBois, Brockway, and Brookville area school districts. Great education, fantastic facility, amazing people here in the IT Academy, and Jeff Tech in general. It's a great experience, and I encourage you to look us up online and meet my class. And we were talking about behind-the-scenes videos. We put up like over 170 videos, I think, last year on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And you can get on there and learn about what we do, not just in film.
Yeah, you guys can't see this, but there's like a whole room of people over there controlling all these cameras and everything, and beyond that, there's a room with computers.
It's like NASA.
Yes,
It's pretty much
this is mission control here.
It's like NASA.
I'm pretty sure.
I like
Here,
that.
let's do this. This will be fun.
Oh,
So-
it's not.
What we, no, this is
Are we taking, can we crash Twitter?
Are we ordering pizzas too?
Can we crash
Is
Twitter?
Ellen
we
gonna
crash
stop by?
Twitter.
Can we take a selfie and crash Twitter?
Why would we do that?
Did you guys watch the Oscars?
Yeah, the Ellen posted that. and-
Okay,
What
and
did she do?
she posted a selfie
I
and
don't
it crashed
watch
Twitter. What?
Just what I said. I don't.
But she
watch
finally
it.
got loud enough. It's good. Good.
Hey, you
That
were.
peak.
She was inspired. I think.
What? Now I want pizza. I think we should. I think every time we have a guest, we should order pizza now.
Come on, Mr.
All right,
Why
let's
not?
get to be here. This is the behind the scenes. Okay.
Whoa.
You can see the
Selfie.
green
It's a
screen,
studio.
And we're gonna go this way. We're gonna see our crew
They
in the
don't like us.
background.
They
There's
don't
Sean and Lexi, and there's Hannah.
Get Madison. Get
And
Madison.
there's Madison over here running the audio. There you go.
Where's
Very
Oriana?
nice. Oriana went down to the nurse. She wasn't feeling well today.
That is not.
So there's a little bit of the behind the scenes in the DMT studio. So if you are interested in learning more about our program, as I said, check us out at dmtstudio.net.
I still take selfies.
You were talking about advice.
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 Well, I got off track. The whole point here of this show is to educate the community and to simultaneously give my students the opportunity to engage in the real world using digital media as their mode of expression. Advice in terms of doing business within the realm of digital media in the real world. Gentlemen, have at it.
Well, you know, you were saying about homework. There is homework involved in filmmaking
I know.
and all the other stuff. Like
Oh,
I'm starting to create a film right now for the Creative Mind Film Festival, and I'm storyboarding, scripting, producing, getting actors, actresses, getting locations, all this stuff before I shoot, and that's all the homework I have right now. And then there's even editing, which is the job, but it's still technically your homework in a way, if you want to put it that way.
Plus, you got to research the content.
You got to research everything, You got to find that it's pretty much homework. That's why they call it the work part in there. But you got to do it even while you're not even, like, I'm working with a woman on my film, and she, took half the storyboard home to storyboard our shots, and I took half of it to do it outside our meeting place, so we can do it by ourselves and do our homework, per se.
I'm not exactly sure if I'd be able to direct a film. I feel like that'd be so much work. And
That's why you should do it.
I feel like it's
Because they-
so.
Excellent answer.
I got enough
Vince.
going on.
My students say that to me all the time. I'll put a camera in hand. I'll sit down, do this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not really good at that." That's why you should do
If
it.
it scares you,
Jump in.
I don't think it
You should do
scares
it.
me.
Trust me, I walked in here and I was intimidated by all these lights and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I still feel that thing, but this makes me want
That's why
to
they're
set this
there.
up. And
I don't think
That one is the intense intimidation. That one's the kind of subtle intimidation.
most
I'm
times.
getting it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Most
why we have
times-
lasers hitting us in the face right now. You can't see them. They're
Every
infrared.
time someone comes
but-
up to here, they're always like, those lights up there, especially the ones that they hate. And I don't even notice them
I
anymore.
hate them all.
You hate all the lights, and I don't even notice them anymore.
So, now you guys have done some real world work though, and not just in school, but for clients as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about effective communication skills. What does it
This
take
might be-
to please a client in today's realm? There's a lot of competition out there. How do you make a buck in digital media these days?
I think
Well,
I'm gonna be interested in this.
When it is for a client, I mean, it's for them, and that comes with the collaboration too. You want to include whoever you're working with. I mean, you try to you have the same goal. You want to create something that's going to be effective, and it's your job too. But if they're your client, I think being nice gets you so far, and that comes with communication and talking, and
Kind of like you up on the big screen talking with your client here.
yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Look at that look. He's like,
Can we talk about this?
I'm concerned about you, baby.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? I heard you say something about
I
it
got
earlier.
you. Now, you lost her. There-
Yeah, she's
gone.
Negotiations
You-
ongoing.
You were talking about this film in particular earlier, and you're like, oh, let's talk about that, and I didn't get it.
Well, this is, you actually organized this with a local high school student as an art student, and were
Yes.
able to pull it together and actually include her artwork as a part of it, which is, you know, I think what Vincent's touching on, in addition to using your resources well. So you talked about effective communication, right? You got to find out what somebody wants, what the project's about, and kind of simplify that idea to start with so everybody's on the same page. And then you start doing what Steve was talking about, and you start gathering your resources. How can you effectively put something together with what you have available to you? And a lot of people don't have a lot of money to work with starting off on a project, or even clients a lot of times don't have very big budgets to work with.
Or they don't want to. They
Yeah.
don't want to pay it. And
Simplifying
Yeah.
is very important. Like you're watching behind the scenes stuff on YouTube for, you know, I don't know, like
Catching
a
Fire.
huge. Okay, that's a huge
That's-
production. You probably watched that and you saw all what goes into it, and you probably were intimidated. But if you were on set for this film, you'd probably be like, wow, I can do that. It's just kind of recognizing like what you're capable. I mean, I wouldn't be able. If I had $100 million, if someone gave, I'd be like, whoa.
No.
I'm gonna
No.
mess this up.
Nope.
Like that's a lot. Okay. So
I would
it's
put
starting
extra
off
anchovies on my
with-
pizza.
yeah,
that night,
with
man.
what you
I'll tell you what.
I
So you
think
got to
I'd
think
rather
about like
act,
what you
really.
have, and work with that. I mean, you can create.
That's great
You
advice.
can create an awesome story with just an apartment and 2 people. I mean,
And
if
you know, you
really-
hit it, man. It's about the story, isn't it? I mean, so
Yeah.
many times I think young people starting out within the realm of media or digital production in general, maybe Photoshop, graphic design, whatever it might be, photography, they have a tendency to over affect everything, you know, and to try to go for the visual whiz bang.
Or like
And-
13 characters in one scene. that are
Yeah,
all- it's
yeah.
like
and sometimes it's about
that's cool, but
the story's got to be effective and good and solid to engage your audience, doesn't it?
Well, and we're talking about it in terms of these creative projects that people are doing for different narrative things, film festivals and things like that. But even working on a client project, you're going to find that there's a message or a story there that you have to find and you have to get
Right.
across. And through that process, you're trying to figure out what the client wants. So it's not always about what we want, right? We're creative, we're intelligent, we have the knowledge. But there's a reason that they're coming to us. They have an idea, and we have to somehow visualize that. So as you're bringing that message and that story to the front, you're going to find out that process, how it works. And you can apply that to anything. You know, just like Mr. E's saying here with photography and everything else, there's always a story or a message or an intent to what you're working on. And you got to figure out what that is first and build around that. And once you become really good at that, people will pay you money for that because that is a skill. Like, I think people that, where writing comes naturally or picking up a camera and taking a photo comes naturally, discount that as something that is valuable because it may be easy for them. I will tell you, there are a lot of people intimidated by cameras. There are a lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
intimidated by writing. And if you do it well, that's a very valuable skill.
and it's starting small and challenging yourself.
I know about photography. I started this year.
You're actually quite talented photographer.
I started my own.
This kid can draw, you know. Hannah's fantastic, and a bunch of different realms. You know, I mean, I have some students of mine that absolutely run circles around me in certain disciplines. I mean, it's like they came out of the womb with Photoshop. You know,
I had
some
a
people just
camera
have
in
a
my hand.
natural affinity to these things, and they're like literally. I love it because the whole fish in water thing. You know, you take the fish and you throw it in the stream and it swims. And these technologies, so many of these kids, man, they just latch onto it and they have a natural ability and
Yeah.
they learn it like just second nature.
Well, let me
It's
pose a
amazing.
question to the panel here. So we're talking about the technology and the skill that's needed to do this, and certainly you have to have a drive for it, right? It's got to be what you want to do.
Certainly.
Now, what would you guys say it means to be a professional? So I'm approaching a client or a business or whoever. What does it mean to be a professional in these instances? What are some things that a professional would do?
I want to hear from the new student here. You've
Okay.
been around for a while. You've heard us preaching.
I've had-
You've had the benefit that Skylar hasn't. Skylar joined us midterm. Skylar, you are from
Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney, and you came just after Christmas and the new
Yeah.
9 weeks. So you're relatively new to our program and brand new to Jeff Tech. Why don't you give a shot at answering Mr. Haggerty's question here? What does it mean to be a professional?
Like to be really good at it and better than others. I don't know.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
So knowledgeable in what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Have the skills to do what you want to do.
Well, good at it, but I find it interesting she says better than others.
Okay.
Because like
Is that necessarily a criteria for being a professional?
Well,
Well, let's hear from Jade now.
being a professional, I mean, there's always gonna be someone out there who's better than you. It's not like you're not the best. I like to tell myself I'm the best all the time, but I know I'm not. So I know I'm not the best, but telling myself makes me feel better. But there always is going to be someone out there who is better than you, but you're going to have to think, well, there might be someone better, but maybe I can get the job done better. Maybe I have better people skills.
Mm-hmm.
you have more experience.
Maybe I'm just more unique.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times,
There's
and
no one like me out
you
there.
know this, there's not always a right or wrong way to do something. There may be multiple approaches to a project, and sometimes that's why you get the gig, because the client likes you.
Yeah.
They're like, this is different. He's got a different angle on it. Technically, this person might be way more whiz-bang and much more technically proficient, but this person's got an angle on it that's unique and different and fresh, and I like it.
Yeah, I try to refer to it as like your style, right? So you build up your knowledge and you do things a certain way, and I think what you'll find is as you hone a style and you showcase it and you get your work out there, people will come to you for that. I mean, starting off, you obviously have to be able to sell yourself and go out and promote. But as people kind of see your work and, maybe on a big giant screen at a film festival, I don't know, they're going to find out about what you do and they're going to want to work with you. And then the next level of being a professional, I think, really kicks in when you, like you said, those people skills, right?
People skills are important.
We've got to be able to talk to people and communicate with them in a way that we show that we care about what it is that they're bringing to the table as well. It's not always me, me, me. Right. So I think it's good that you're actually showing some humility here by going, well, I know I'm really good at this, but...
I know I'm not the best.
But yeah,
being realistic.
Like, you have realistic expectations.
It's kind of like me with my I have a very, very small little photography business that I started when I came over here. And... you'd like to think, oh, well, in a couple of years, maybe this is going to grow. But I think it's going to take a little bit more than a couple of years. I know that there's a lot I can still learn. I know that I don't know a lot as much as I should.
There's always something to learn, yes. There can always be somebody that is better than you, yes. There will always be competition, yes. But don't ever underestimate how quickly things can happen for you, too. Because if you're going through your daily travels with the throttle on, and the throttle, you're throttling yourself, you're holding back because you're thinking in terms of your limitations versus your possibilities, then that may stop you from walking through the door of opportunity that opened up right in front of you. But you might be sitting there thinking, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Well, you won't know until you jump in, right, Vince? And try.
The best piece of advice, honestly, I've ever gotten was just recently we did portfolio reviews, and one of the people in there that were reviewing us said, the answer is always no if you don't ask. So
absolutely,
the answer is always no.
Well, they say nothing ventured, nothing gained.
The best advice I've gotten is I also started my own freelance company with videography, photography, and graphic design. And I think the best way for people to know about it is going out there and telling people about it. You have to go to each business. I've done commercials for stores. I've done wedding photography, wedding videography. The best way is word of mouth. People tell people, but you got to go out there and show your work and tell them. Like the way I got the commercial started is going to that store and telling them and showing my previous work, and they were like, all right, let's do something. You got to go out there and be ambitious about your work and your talent that you have. I think that's the best advice to do is you got to be happy of what you do in your life and can go out there and show the world what you can do. And
be patient, because while you're being optimistic and while you want to believe and take opportunity, sometimes it does take time, and sometimes success comes in ways that you would not have anticipated either. So it is wise to be patient as well.
Well, I think
maybe I'm gonna have problems with that. We all know my patience level is none.
Oh man.
That's a skill that you learn too.
And I think a unique opportunity exists in this area with programs like what you guys are able to do here and what we can do at the business college, where if you are wanting to experience it and just kind of, get your feet wet to begin with, where not only do we teach in the classroom, but we've had an opportunity as well as you guys had to partner up with people in the community and work on projects. As far as real world experience, right now we're working with a company that produces ammunition, and we've gone out to like a gun range, we've gone out to their manufacturing facilities. We've done a home defense demonstration, which we just did. What was that? This week, I guess we did that one.
Yesterday.
And it's one-on-one with a client, and I'm there supervising, but they're doing all the work. They're organizing it, they're putting it together, they're showing their professionalism, they're showing their communication, and they're doing all the creative and all the talent stuff. So if you really want to do it, you'll find out. And I think you guys here have had opportunities like that as well to work with people in the community,
Well, this
which is
TV
fantastic.
stuff, what we're doing with DuBois TV. I mean, my goodness, you talk about lighting up the area. That is revolutionary. What has happened here, and to think that this is coming out of a public high school, that's mind blowing. Well, last year I know we want to do this again this year. Barb Snyder, one of my juniors this year, she was so excited to hear. She was bummed because you guys had to come during the AM shop. You couldn't come in PM. So I said, you got to come back and do a PM thing and follow up, talking with the art walk. Maybe we'll do something in the spring about the art walk. She was excited. She said, Mr. E, can I do the vinyl again? I want to do that. It was so much fun. I want to work with Mr. Haggerty. Can I do the vinyl again this year? Can you do it, please?
I think
it was
he
so much
practices
fun.
that. That was good.
I don't understand.
I got Barb down. How did I do? We do want to work on real world projects and, of course, get the kids the experience to do so. Are we going to do it again this year? Do some vinyl for the art walk? I think that'd be awesome.
I want to try.
Yeah,
Talk
absolutely.
vinyl.
We can do.
I could.
Well, we got our new vinyl printer, oversized printer. We
Wait,
can do
vinyl?
Vinyl designs, like what the big backdrop here, right? This kind of big
Signage.
design and signage and yard signs we did last year, and some large vinyl banners like you see hanging in the cafeteria and whatnot. So that would be awesome. That would be cool. Okay. Any parting words here? Anything
think
that we didn't go over that we need to go over regarding the art walk or the film festival?
When is it?
When
Yeah,
is the
we gave
film
that out at the
festival?
beginning.
Oh,
but
did we?
but since
Again.
we're wrapping up the show, let's go ahead and give the details. How do people get in touch with the film festival? Time, dates, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead, Mr. Aki.
Well, if you're around town, you may see our flyers out and about. Well, we are having an open call for submissions right now. You can also go on the website, which is dbcfilmfestival.com. The date will actually be on June 7th, which is a Saturday. And, we're watching the video in the background from last year. See, people are already entertained.
A child just came out of.
But if you go online, you can find out about submission dates, submission details, and all that. And, start submitting your films. And if you haven't started, start working on something now. There's probably some people in this room that may be interested in working with you.
Come out to watch them too.
And then in addition, May 3rd, there's going to be a sneak peek event at the Winkler Gallery, which will involve the film festival and the art walk. If you want to come out and meet the artists.
Awesome.
I just want to say, everyone loves watching movies, right?
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, and there are people in the community, in DuBois and the surrounding areas, who are crazy enough to actually love them enough to try to
Right.
make them.
Crazy enough.
So this is a great opportunity for those people to submit their work and see it in the big screen, just like you do on the weekends for those big productions that you go see.
A question I had that didn't get answered. You mentioned DuBois and the surrounding communities. How far, somebody's watching this on YouTube, how far away are you going to accept submissions from?
We had Pittsburgh last year. We had a Pittsburgh submission, which actually turned out really nice.
And
they
you're
came
gonna
up to
take
check
them
it
from
out.
outside the area?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're spreading our net out and casting it out and seeing
Well,
what
let's face it,
happens.
it's going to bring people here too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Good
these
thing.
guys are from out of town as well, but they came for the program, so hopefully they'll come for their films as
Well,
well.
you mentioned Indiana. Where are you from, Vince?
Port Allegheny, PA.
Oh, yeah. Up north, right?
Yep.
Very good, very good.
I'm not from DuBois either.
I
so-
came up here from North Carolina, but that had something to do probably more with my wife at the time, too.
Oh, but not for your.
And then I heard
little
about the program, and I was like, oh, of course I have to stay here.
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys have never heard of the planet that I'm from, so we'll just leave that.
I don't think we
Welcome.
want to.
Anytime, guys. Always. This is great. I would like to absolutely have you come
Thank you.
back.
Thank you.
Maybe actually
you.
work with the kids sometime in the studio
I'd
here,
love to.
do a project here. That would be
Yes.
fantastic. Would you guys like that?
Can I be an actress?
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely.
My line, can I be a princess?
Well, now
You-
we did,
you have
we
to
did bring the
direct.
kids over
Oh,
last
no.
year, Ryan.
I
and
wanna
do a
direct
tour.
really bad.
We should
Yeah,
maybe
that's
bring
always
them over
fun.
this year again to the DuBois Business
Princess.
College.
In charge.
Give a plug to your program real quick while we're on here. How do people get hold of you if they're interested post-secondary education? If you're in high school, you want to come to Jeff Tech and go to the Digital Media Technology program, and if you're out of high school and in the adult world, you want to go to Mr. Ryan's program.
DuBois Business College, you can go on dbcollege.com and find out more information. And if you're interested in movie making, of course, look for the John Russo Movie Making Program.
Outstanding. Okay, that's it for another episode of The Digital Edge. My name is Mr. Otero with my co-host Jay Steele and Skylar Young, coming to you from the Digital Media Technology Program in the IT Academy at Jeff Tech, with special guest today, Mr. Ryan Haggerty from the John Russo Movie Making Program at DuBois Business College, and a couple of the students, Steve Sensebaugh and Vince Barnard, talking with us today about the DuBois Creative Minds Film Festival. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We will see you out on the Digital Edge next time around. From Jeff Tech, I'm Mr. Reed.
That's movies.
Take care.